Namaste and welcome to class, and thank you so much for sitting with me with your undivided attention. We are in the river Don Diego in La Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, just near a national park, and it's a river that is so absolutely pure, where all the vegetations and the birds and the monkeys, you may hear them because they are all over. However, we were sitting last night with one of the elders here, the natives, one of the Kojis, and he said this river in his time was so full, even at this time of the year that is summer, and the river was so full. It was full of fish and birds and jaguars and serpents, and he said it have been decreased so much, the vitality. So for good or for bad, the earth is changing and is kind of depleting the life force. And that's what we need to, in a way, preserve, not necessarily outside. Of course, we have to take care of the nature, but also remembering that we are nature, that is our body, our blood is the rivers, and that we are a microcosmos of the universe, right? So with that awareness, any care that you do to your body, any massage, any food that you put in, can say, I am taking care of this particular part of the earth. If you want to choose, you can choose the river Don Diego here in Colombia. And in today's class, we are going to talk of a similar theme, that is life and ghost. And it's something that perhaps it will inspire you to get rid of all your ghosts around you. From this perspective, I'm not going to talk about this incarnate souls that hang around for unfinished business or anything of that nature. I'm going to talk about the living ghost that you carry during your life without knowing, and that is very dependent of its existence of your energy. I want to start with a story, the story of the mind. When the mind starts to create certain ambition, certain ideals, certain expectations, certain futuristic embodiment of any kind. It could be in the health, it could be in the finances, it could be in relationships, or it could be just of that sense that, oh, I am going to be better or different in the time to come. And that projection very much, if it's not any awareness, it can contain a great power and a great energy. All your energy goes in there. Energy that is from the life force, from your kidneys, that is saying conversation of this kind. I will give you examples. It will say, oh, my health, if you have health issues, or my health, it will be better later on, and I need to go to the chiropractor or to this doctor or to this thing. So you start kind of pursuing certain actions or certain activities that want to direct you to certain desire of in the future. And this I will, don't fight with me quite yet. They say, oh, well, is it not good that we have this sense of improvement and go better? I'll get there. But for now, just distinguish in your life. Just pause for a moment and say, okay, what is my vision of my life, of myself, in the future. It could be relationships. Oh, my marriage will be better. I will get the guy. I will get the girl. I will improve my way of communicating. I will. And that will is so powerful that you start creating a kind of a sphere, a kind of dimension, a kind of life that start living in certain dimension that is saying, oh yes, I exist as a possibility. And that as a possibility, when is not any action that is very directed and simple and humble and coming from the heart. It becomes just a mental exercise. It becomes just the mind wanting something, wanting to grasp something. And this can be conscious or can be subconscious. But in either way, what it's doing is creating an energy field, a phantom life that is gonna need energy to exist. So what that energy will come from? That energy will come from your vital force. So that projection that we have been taught that is the right way of living is actually creating a lot of bubbles around you. So imagine that two people meet, and then these two people have two bubbles. You meet that other person, and instead of really connecting from your heart and be simple and enjoying the energy of the other person, you may become utilitarians. Or how this person can help me, how this person can be my partner, how this person can be in my business. You immediately turn that relationship into a utilitarian relationship. You start being in need of wanting to be supported in having more energy in order to give energy to your phantom self. And in that phantom self is demanding. It's demanding. It will tell you things that you should do in order to get to that expectation. And those things, of course, can be of different categories, but it's a kind of a sense that you are doing something to get better, to get somewhere. But at the end, it's really stealing energy from you and producing actions that are not really meaningful or simple or heart-oriented. And the heart here is a very important one because that phantom self has no heart. It have no pulse. It have no vitality. It have no compassion for you. It have no love for you. It have no capacity of being like in the river. Give and receive. Give and receive. It only is receiving the ideal, the head, the imagination that how you should be. So in a way, we are distorting the capacity of being alive in every moment and see that aliveness of every moment as not as an improvement, but as an addition of experiences that is teaching you. So it's a very different approach of life, and it's a different kind of obliging you to destroy. If you don't want the phantom, that we call it ego, right? We call it ego. It's very demanding, and how do you know you have it? Because the tendency is to isolate you, is to be in your own world where everything should be in a certain way. Then you construct opinions, then you construct aminosities, then you construct distances, then you construct, oh, life, it should be this way, this is the right way, and this is the wrong way. So with that split, the phantom loves it. And as you split, you become with more unsatisfied, more isolated. You have the sense that the world is not safe, that nobody loves you, that it's hard to exchange, and that things should be on your own will, on your own time, on your own process. So that is the phantom. And coming back to the relationship to the life force, the phantom not only requires your life force, but also have a very distinctive rules. The number one rule that the phantom has is, and I mentioned it, is isolation, right? It's a certain separation from your heart. It's not necessarily from, you can be with people, you can be a charming personality, you can, have a hectic social life. It's not that kind of isolation. It's that you feel the heart is missing something. So it's always some kind of insatisfaction. Nothing satisfies you. Something can be better and can be more exciting than your present moment. Number two, it creates a lot of high standards on you. Kind of, it bullies you. It's nothing simple, nothing hard, where you have the humility to live your life is enough. It has to be something more of in accordance to your own standards. And number three, it separates you from your real life, and that is the part that as a consequence, then it separates us from this, from nature, from what we belong, and to all the things that we actually sustain us as a human. Last night when I was talking to the elder, it's called Mambos, he was going to travel probably 10 kilometers or something, and I was asking, and when do you leave in? And he said, tomorrow at 4 a.m. And he said, you taking the boat to go? He said, oh no, we go by foot. These feet are strong. And I said, are you going by feet? He said, yes, we're going by foot. And then he said, yeah, I tried the shoes, but these shoes, they start to smell and I don't like it. So I prefer to go bare feet. So cute. So it's the walk that we deprive ourselves from, right? Is the deep connection with nature that revitalizes nature, that it brings our presence is the ultimate ceremony for nature. The connection is the ultimate ceremony of nature. For nature is the one that nature responds and say, oh, I have somebody who take care of me. I have somebody that live in me. And simultaneously you start having that awareness. I am nature. The earth is in me. The air is in me. The fire is in me. The sun, the moon, the star is in me. I am a compacted, condensed being that fractally reproduce and mirror the whole creation. Therefore, the whole creation is available to me, right? So, but the phantom don't like that. The phantom, because it will cease to exist. You will have a different relationship. You will have a different inspirations. You will be much simpler. And simple means you don't know what your next moment is until arrive, right? So simple means you are in the now. Simple means that you are not, that you utilize in the mind in the right way, where you can plan, where you can organize, where you can use the faculties of the mind, but you are not saying without my mind or using the mind to create my I. You cannot do that, because in the moment you use that, you create the phantom. And in the moment you create the phantom, you create, you become a slave. It will demand you. It will request. It will bully you. So imagine 10,000 people with those ghosts, right? With those phantoms interacting. The people, the real I, kind of on the background, and the phantoms interacting. Can you get that image? Phantoms interacting. Phantoms that are unsatisfied, phantoms that are requesting, that look and seek for energy to exist because they don't produce or create energy by themselves. Imagine the battle, the greed. I need to take this to have more energy. I have to reject this because it's stealing energy. And the stealing and the giving, it becomes a very dance of thirst for power, thirst for life that doesn't exist. It becomes a continuous battle to see who survives. So it's not the survival of the I that we think, right? Our biology say, oh, we need to survive in nature. No, no. We, by law, we survive. That was the other teachings last night. And he say, up in the mountains where I come, we don't have electricity, but we lack nothing. We don't lack the food, we don't lack honey, we don't lack sugar cane, we don't lack any clothing, nothing, we lack nothing. But when we come into the civilization, we lack a lot, and that frustrates us. Because lacking, if he wants to send his children to school, oh, they need notebooks and pens and shoes and baskets and backpack and so on. And he say, and it's all about money. It's all about exchange it. But in nature, we don't lack anything. So it's really a place for me, and I want to share with you, to contemplate that we think that we need to survive. And that belief system is not really in our nature. It's in the phantom that is say, work hard, get things done. If you don't do this, then you won't survive. It requests energy. And it's just for the phantom to exist, but it's not really the demands of the simplicity of nature. So visiting this place is really transformative, and in the way that make me see the beliefs that are much more simpler and much more joyful, and how we have created this phantom, which I have been teaching for years. We call it ego, right? But wow, it have really damaged our potential of relating to our true self, to our true nature, to the beauty and simplicity of the present moment. I thank you very much for sitting with me, and I will see you in our next class. Namaste.